On March 19, 2019, CBS This Morning conducted an interview with musician R. Kelly. The interview was hosted by famous Gayle King, known to be the dangerous substitute to retired Oprah Winfrey. The interview was held to get R. Kelly's perspective on the cases that had been brought forward against him. During the interview, R. Kelly in tears stated that he needed help. The host, Gayle King, then asked him what kind of help he needed. "I need help not to have a big heart," Kelly replied. "Because my heart is so big." He continues. In the grand contest of that whole segment, he was talking about how people keep wronging him but he keeps on forgiving them. But looking at that statement, it begs to ask the question, does R. Kelly really have a big heart? R. Kelly is a musician and producer known for releasing some of the greatest hits ever heard in our generation. Throughout a 2-year decade, he achieved a lot of success in the music industry, which made him one of the wealthiest musicians, selling over 50 million records. In that time he has also won multiple awards and accolades. Though he is known for his contribution to music industry, R. Kelly has also used his success and talents too for other activities like contributing to charity. Right from the early 90s, when his fame began to grow through his music, R. Kelly has donated a lot to the community around him, and to various charities around the world. R. Kelly grew up in a humble home with very little, and it is that experience that shaped him. He knows well what it is like to be poor, and in need, having been in the same situation. It is such experiences that make him give back to others so that they too can live better lives. Some of the causes he has contributed to include but are not limited to disadvantaged youths, children, creative arts, and disaster reliefs. In 1995, for example, R. Kelly donated £20,000 to ex-footballer Garth Crooks, a representative for a UK charity. In 2003, R. Kelly staged a concert for US troops in order to raise proceeds that would be used to send care packages to soldiers in Iraq. Unfortunately, the concert was unprofitable. But 2 months later, R. Kelly donated $50,000 from his own pocket to the Texas Military Family Foundation. He also wrote and released a single called Soldier's Heart in 2003. The song was a tribute to the American soldiers fighting in Iraq and other war-torn areas around the world. All the proceeds from the song were donated to the families of the American soldiers. This guy has a big heart indeed. That's right. As if that was not enough, in 2007 he released another song titled Rise Up in the aftermath of the Virginia Tech shooting. The net proceeds from the song were donated to the families of the victims that died in the shooting. And in 2010, R. Kelly was invited to perform in the 2010 FIFA World Cup, for which the R&B king composed the famous song Sign of a Victory. He generously donated all the proceeds from that song to various charities in Africa. Still in 2010, R. Kelly performed at a benefit concert for the Special Olympics of Angola, Africa, and donated several specially designed wheelchairs to the disabled. In 2011, R. Kelly performed at a charity event in Chicago benefiting Clara's House. Clara's House was a facility designed to build employment, housing, healthcare, and education in the government-subsidized housing projects with low rent of Chicago. Coming from Chicago, R. Kelly didn't hesitate to give back to his community where he grew up from. Unfortunately, the Clara's House was shuttered in January 2018. In 2016, R. Kelly donated cases of water to the Flint water crisis in Michigan. The Flint water crisis was a public health crisis that started in 2014 and lasted until 2019, after the drinking water for the city of Flint, Michigan was contaminated with lead and possibly bacteria. A lot of people living in the area, especially black people, were severely affected by this contamination. R. Kelly has also been to various charity events around the U.S. in efforts to bring awareness to the fight against breast cancer. In April 2016, there was a fire in the town of Kankakee, Illinois, in which 2 young boys died. Hearing of the news from his tour manager, R. Kelly decided to help cover for the funeral expenses for the 2 young boys by donating $5,000. These and many other charitable works R. Kelly has done for his community and country. R. Kelly's lawyer, Linda Mensch said this of the R&B king after his generous donation. "It is part of the foundation's mission to help people in need, uplift their spirits and make the world a better place." Kelly was so heartbroken to hear about that fire and the death of those two young boys. "He does all his charity work from the heart," she concluded. What does this say about R. Kelly? Many will look and say he just did this for the public eye, but this could be far away from the truth. He has consistently given back. R. Kelly. As a celebrity, it is bound to be followed up by the media, but it is a giving flowing out from his heart. Looking at these great contributions, it is clear R. Kelly has used his music not only to benefit himself, but to give back to the community and in an attempt to make the world a better place. He has used his talents to create awareness of the tough situations that people face, and has promoted them for their well-being. It therefore is baffling to hear that the allegations being brought out against Mr. Kelly can overshadow his goodness and kind heart. For a man that has given with his heart on his sleeves, such allegations stand against what his lawyers said their mission was to do: make the world a better place. There are lots of people suffering with illnesses. Many people are homeless and lost. There are many children around the world who are disabled, and they need care plus attention. There are people without access to clean water. The world certainly needs to be made into a better place, and to make it better, it will take people with big hearts like R. Kelly to chip in and help the less fortunate. It would mean that unselfish people will need to rise up and make a stand to do something about this. It would mean that people with surplus will need to look back and share what they have with the rest of the world. It would mean that busy people will need to spare their time and look out the window, and see what the world really is like Kelly did. For a person like R. Kelly, with the busy schedule he has lived with as an artist, as a producer and musician, with all the tours and concerts he has had to perform, to be able to spare his time and put aside his busy schedule just to look out the window and see the global situation. We can't take this for granted but appreciate him. He has certainly played his part in making the world a better place by contributing and giving. By using his gift as a musician to spread awareness and call for change. This is a true reflection of the big heart he has. R. Kelly does indeed have a big heart. His contributions, donations and music he writes to inspire and create awareness does speak for itself. We should be thankful that despite his various achievements and success throughout his glistering musical career, he has still managed to remain humble and give back to the people. Well, R. Kelly is a singer, writer and producer. But seeing the various donations and contributions he has made, one might add a philanthropist as one of his titles. Going back to the interview, a teary R. Kelly said people kept wronging him and he kept on forgiving them. Indeed, people have taken advantage of his big heart and trashed the contributions he has made in making the world a better place. R. Kelly keeps pouring out his heart, but they keep taking advantage of it. No wonder he got very emotional during the interview. But not only was he emotional, he looked very tired and drained. A man who had been fighting and giving so that others can live better, but nobody seems to be noticing. He looked tired of the way his big heart had been stepped on despite all his generous contributions. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.